Hi there. What you have in front of you is Luton's latest dashboard creation, which is an accident dashboard. What the accident dashboard does is it connects to Luton's Microsoft SQL database, which hosts all of Luton's accident data going back from 1989 up until the present. The first page here just gives a general overview of all our accident data. And the way you'd actually use it is, now actually, I'll tell you what, I'll give you some headline figures first. On the left-hand side there, what you can see is that the cost to the economy of all accidents from 1989 to the present is 1.1 billion. The cost of casualties to the economy is 842 million pound. What you have here is basically a relationship between the cost of accidents and the cost of casualties. It's just something to keep an eye on in terms of what the relationship looks like. What you can see here is that the cost of accidents and the cost of casualties is going down, which is a good thing. On the right hand side here, what you have is the average annual accidents and costs. Now, so what you can see for Luton is on average, we have 497 accidents per year. On average, the accidents cost the economy 33 million pound. Here at the bottom, you have the average annual casualties and costs. And what that tells us is on average per year, we have 658 casualties, which cost the economy 24.7 million pounds per year. What you have here at the bottom left-hand corner is the total casualties from 1989 up until the present is 22,000. The total accidents from 1989 up until the present is 16,929. At the bottom there, I've just created a little line graph to show the relationship between casualties and accidents. And as you can see, it's kind of like heading towards the downtrend with it going up a little bit recently. I think the downtrend here recently, I think it was because of COVID. Obviously, there weren't many cars on the road, so it was drastically down, you could say. And obviously now that vehicles and people and the economy is starting to kickstart again, things are starting to move back up again. Now, the way you'd use this dashboard is you'd say, and sorry, and at the bottom here, what I've also got is buttons for you to press. So let's just say you wanted to take an approach where you just wanted to analyze the last 5 years in terms of what's been happening relating to accidents. What you do, you press 2022 here, let it churn away. And that's only for 2022 for the data we've got. Press this button here and select 5 years worth of data. I'll create an extra one for 6 years. Let it churn away. You can see in the bottom right hand corner there, it's reading the data, it's churning. And that's what the data looks like for the last 5 years. So you can see for the last 5 years, the cost of accidents has cost the economy 141 million pound. The cost of casualties has cost the economy 82 million pound. That's the relationship between the cost of accidents and the cost of casualties over the last 6 years I've got here. Over the last 5 years, the average accidents have been average annual accidents are 358. And the average cost to the economy is 23 million for the accidents. And you can see generally what this is trying to show you in terms of a very high level overview. If you scroll down, this again is for the last 5 years. This is where you go into more granular detail. For example, the casualty classification, you can say, was it a passenger? Was it a pedestrian? What was the lighting level like? What was the weather like? Car, passenger, vehicle type, skidding, vehicle impact, accidents by road. To be frank with you, the accident database contains some of the most amount of data that I've seen from a single data source. So I'm not going to bore you by going into everything, but some of these figures are quite interesting in terms of analysis from a very high level overview, and you can go granular if you wanted to. For example, the average and total number of vehicles involved in accidents is 1.9. Things like that. Average casualties per accident is 1.4. So, there's a lot of data in the accident database that is collected nationally. And what we've tried to do with the dashboard is bring it all together onto one piece of paper, so we can, run some analysis on it and know where to focus our road safety strategy. Here I've gone quite granular, the relationship between the number of men involved in accidents and the number of females involved in accidents. And here you can see the age. Quite interestingly, the most accidents is caused by 26 to 35-year-olds. I think that's probably common knowledge within from a road safety practitioner point of view. Yeah, so this is the sort of stuff we've created with the accident dashboard. And it's also got a mapping feature, which I'll show you now. If we open the 3D maps, and this is all within Excel, by the way. So, it's quite handy. Give it some time, let the map open. Right, and it's opened on this screen. So I'll just bring it over here. Now, what you do is you can see all the accidents. These are all the casualties and accidents, and the colors represent the severity. For example, red is fatal, orange is serious, yellow is slight. So if we wanted to see a reflection of what the dashboard is saying, so you come back here, you say refresh data. It does take a few seconds, less than a minute, due to the amount of data that's actually being calculated here. That shouldn't be taking too much more longer, hopefully. A moment. Right, there you go. So this now is 5 years worth of accident data. So let's just say you were to do something a little bit different. Let's just say you were only interested in the fatal accidents, fatal casualties or fatal accidents. Let's go fatal accidents. So all the data sources are connected. So once you go fatal here, this is all the data from 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017. I'll add 2016 onto that as well. So give it 5 years worth of data. And now what you're seeing is only the serious accidents, only the fatal accidents from 2016 onwards. So what you can see is we've had 19 casualties, a total of 10 accidents that have been fatal, which correspond to casualty severity of slight. In a use case scenario, the way this would work is I don't envisage this dashboard to be used every day by practitioners. It would be one of those things where it would probably be once or twice a year. At the beginning of the financial year, probably when schemes are being generated and created. So it'd be one of those things you'd open up and see where you have to carry out your investments. Okay. One there on Dalla Road. You click into it. If you click into it, you can read up about it, what's written on there. A bit of the details in terms of a bit of text there for you to read up on what actually happened there. Again, you can read up again, read what you want to read on it. And again, you can see what you want to see on it. So yeah, there you have it. It's a quick demo of Luton's latest dashboard. It's the accident data dashboard, which links into our Microsoft SQL database and gives you a granular and holistic overview of all the accidents in Luton going back from 1989 to the present. Thank you. Bye-bye.